Next-gen investing, it's now time for FOMO. And so today we are looking at Super Micro Computer with the latest string of bad news, apparently run from a short seller report out of Hindenburg that's alleging these basically accounting mispractices and some of the various back-end mishaps that the company is accused of making several years back. So here to discuss more is Caroline Wood, senior markets correspondent for the network. So walk us through what you're seeing.
Still under pressure following this short report from Hindenburg Research. Supermicro is an AI high flyer. It really has been, although it's been a tough month for the company. It's down more than 20%. This report not helping. It's titled Supermicro, Fresh Evidence of Accounting Manipulation, Sibling Self-Dealing, and Sanctions Evasion at this AI high flyer. Hindenburg said a 3-month investigation of the company found that it rehired executives who were directly involved in an accounting scandal back in 2018 that actually led to its temporary delisting from the NASDAQ for failing to file financial statements. Hindenburg said by August of 2020, the SEC charged it with widespread accounting violations, mainly related to $200+ million in improperly recognized revenue and understated expenses, resulting in artificially elevated sales, earnings, and profit margins. And then, less than 3 months after paying a near $18 million fine to the SEC, Hindenburg said the company rehired senior executives involved in the accounting scandal. A former salesperson told Hindenburg almost all of them are back. Almost all of the people that were let go that were the cause of this malfeasance. So not only do they allege that the company rehired it, but they said Supermicro reverted back to its former accounting practices as well, saying it waited only 3 months after the SEC settlement before restarting improper revenue recognition, recognizing incomplete sales, and circumvention of internal accounting controls. So, as we said, shares are down about 2% on this news. Keep in mind, Hindenburg did say that they took a short position in Supermicro, so they profit when shares fall.
Here we have the current stock market update for Supermicro Computer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. Before we begin, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts in the comments section below so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, we're looking at the 4-hour price chart, and the stock has continued to fall after this news initially broke. This was the initial, the news break of the event with the Hindenburg report, the acknowledgement that there's a short sell position in place, and the accusations of accounting manipulation directed at Supermicro Computer. So as we can see here, share prices have continued to fall since that report initially broke. And currently what we're looking at here is a price low coming in at $395.16. So in this video, we will be looking at some very important price zones, which can be used to sort of develop some profitable trading strategies for this stock going forward. So as we can see here, this move to the downside has been fairly massive. We have seen price gaps along with this price movement lower. We can sort of drill in on the price chart a bit here, and we can see that the stock also managed to break through prior price lows, which came in at 478.56. So overall, this is a very significant price movement. With a decline like this, you sort of have to take a step back and reassess the entire situation because this is a news event. This is a news story that has really caught the market by surprise. And this is a very popular name that has seen some very strong rallies recently. We've not very long ago, we were seeing highs coming in at 1229. So, a development like this is very jarring for the market. And it can lead to a lot of erratic, uncertain, and quite volatile trading activity for a stock like this. So as we can see currently, this prior resistance zone that I outlined in previous videos has managed to contain prices almost to the penny, which is a very difficult thing to do with a stock like this. Anybody that has any history trading Supermicro fully understands that this stock often falls victim to somewhat extreme price swings. For the most part, these price swings have been in the positive direction this year. However, we have seen some whipsaw price action develop in both directions. So this is the type of stock. It's really not for inexperienced traders. If you're not ready to swim in the deep end of the pool, this stock might not be for you. So as things currently stand, this resistance zone that I outlined previously has contained prices. We didn't quite know that this would become a 38.2% Fibonacci retracement zone. Previously, we were looking at a different trend wave. But now that this resistance has occurred, we redraw these Fibonacci zones, and we can see here that this resistance zone that I did outline in prior videos uh, is matching up almost exactly with the 38.2% retracement of the decline from $1,014. So essentially what we're looking at here is the price movement from 1014 to roughly 478. And we didn't know this previously, but as this currently stands, this is now, the way that things worked out here, this is now a 38.2% fib retracement of that dominant trending move. So it's not surprising that all of this worked out that way. We obviously didn't have this information in advance. We didn't know that Hindenburg was going to be releasing this report. There's obviously some short interest in the stock at the moment. So that clearly is, governing and guiding, controlling share price activity. So we will need to see whether or not the stock is able to sort of recover here if the dust can settle and if share prices are able to start to reverse in the positive direction. So as things stand, this 395 level is the critical line in the sand to the downside. Previously, prior support zones come in much closer to the $300 mark. That's a price level that I've discussed previously on the stock prior videos, because that was essentially the breakout point for this dominant trending move earlier in the year. So, the idea that we're going to catch a support zone here is a bit there are some weaknesses to that argument, because there really isn't much in this area to suggest that support would start to form here. So the only thing that we really have at the moment is the possibility that maybe the market is overreacting to this information, and that maybe the stock is a good value at current levels. Clearly, the dust is going to need to settle here to some extent. I mean, this is a major accusation. Manipulation in accounting practices is one of the worst accusations that can be directed against a stock. Makes things incredibly volatile. And then when you're dealing with a stock that is already volatile, the recipe for disaster here is elevated and extreme. So as things currently stand, what we would really need to see here currently would be a break. This would be we would need to see a break back above the 487.50 level roughly. If we were able to see a break above there, then you could start to expect this prior price gap to be filled. That could initiate a little bit of momentum here for the top side for this stock. But as things currently stand, the real issue is whether or not this support zone at 395 holds. As I said previously, there is nothing in this chart to point to that area specifically. And as we can see here, the trading volumes are largely confirming these downside price movements, because we did see a lot of selling activity enter into the market. There were a lot of people that exited their position when this news was released. So the real question here is whether or not this 395 area holds. This is the price level that I'll be watching here going forward to develop a possible turnaround point for this stock, but we will need to see how the stock behaves into today's close. So here's the current market update for Supermicro Computer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.